Hey, this is Jeremy, designer and CEO of Mockup 3D. I want to show you guys briefly how you use the label and do cool stuff like this. So just jumping right into it, we're going to go to the dashboard. You'll be able to see this if you've logged into Mockup 3D. And we're going to go find the label. And here it is, right here in Featured. So I'm going to hit Create Scene, and we'll call this Demo Label. Then we'll hit Return and wait for it to load up. So you can see what it basically is a 2D design that has been curved. So let's take a look at that. We're going to pop up the images so we can see our layers. You can just hit that, or you can hit the I key. And you can see that we have an image here, and it's not a square. And we can kind of move that around. You can see it kind of curves around, and then we have some other layers as well. But actually, those aren't the ones we want to use. Let's use this new artwork I have here. So we're just going to go ahead and delete all of them. You can just hit Shift-click, and then you can hit Delete to delete everything, and then you have literally nothing. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open this image. Let me just show it to you in Photoshop so you can see what it looks like. See, I've designed it here. I'm going to hide Photoshop, and then just drag it right in there. And boom, there you go. And then we can go ahead and scale it up. You can hold Option key to scale it up. And there you can see it. And it's, it's straight here and it's curved a little bit here. But you're probably wondering, how do you change the curvature? Well, that's easy. You just go here into the Shape panel, and you can see we have Bend Vertical, which we're doing slightly. We're doing by 31. So we can bend that vertically. And then you can reverse it as well. And you can bend it horizontally as well, like maybe if you want to wrap it around like a tube or something. So, but let's leave the horizontal at 0 for now, and then we'll just leave the bend vertically. And then what we wanted to do, of course, was make this text metallic. So the way we're going to do that is actually you're going to grab this image, and then I'm just going to go hide the bottom here, and then hide my logo as well. So we're just going to grab the metallic bits, just hit Save. Then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. You can hit this to duplicate, or you can hit the D key. And then you just replace it by dragging it right into the layer, like that. And it doesn't do anything, but once we hit the little M for metallic, boom, then we get metallic, which is lovely. All right, so now we have, metallic, and as you can see, as we bend it, it changes the reflections. Now what we want to do is you want to see this thing on an actual bottle. So luckily I have a bottle here. So I'm going to hit X to get rid of the images for a sec so we can go find the background image. And we'll just throw that right on there. And then boom, so you can see, you may be able to sort of see it's in the background. And you can see now we can tilt this to go around the bottle. So the way we move this up and down is to grab it with the right mouse button. Or you can also use the center mouse button, which is the scroll wheel in most mice, including the one I'm using right now. And then so you can see we can get this over there. Let's see how far we want it. And then we can bend this vertically a little bit further. Yeah, there we go. You can see it, we kind of wrap it around, and we can play with the perspective and the position a little bit. If you want to be really exact about the position of the perspective, we can open up the camera panel, and there we can change the distance, and we can also change the focal length. So that's going to change the kind of perspective. You can probably see that a little more obviously if I go here. We can change the focal length of kind of how much perspective we're getting. Yeah, so then you just fit it right there, and then you can go exact. You can go pretty exact, and so camera height here will kind of change the height on it. Of course, you also change the height by just moving the images. You can select both of them. We can move them together so we can change the height, and you can see how that kind of rotates around the bottle a little bit. So cool, I think that's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and just leave that for a second. Maybe just straighten that up just a little bit there. And then when we're done with that, we can export an image. We can obviously just export a regular PNG image, which will drop out the background. But one of the things we can also do is we can go to the bottom here, and we can switch from JPEG, PNG to JPEG, and then we can export another image. And we can just hit the E key instead of going all the way up to that button. And so there we go, demolabel.jpg. And there we go, we have it right here. Boom, so yeah, we can do anything we want with that. But as you may well imagine, you can use this for other things, not just labels. So let's go ahead and go back to the dashboard. You can hit the logo to go back there, or you can hit over here. When we go back to the dashboard, let's create another label and use it for actually a flat object, in fact, a business card. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a label here, and we'll call this Demo Business Card. And we'll hit Return and let it load up. So what I'm going to do is I want to see my business card, but I want to see if the logo could maybe be a spot varnish. And maybe let's remove the tagline. So let's go in and grab the business card. I have it right here in Photoshop. You can see it's white in the middle. I got rid of the tagline. And let's just go ahead and drag that in here. Bloop, opens up. We can make it nice and big if we want. And we can get rid of all the other layers. And yeah, it's a little too curved. Business cards aren't usually all that curved. So we can just hit reset, get it right to flat there. And maybe just get this nice and big. And we can even zoom in a little bit using the scroll wheel. So there we go, we have the business card. But now we want to see what it looks like with a spot varnish. So how are we going to do that? So what we're going to do first of all is basically I want to take this white logo and make it a red logo. Now of course it disappears. And we'll save that red image and replace it by dragging onto the layer, just like that. But then we'll just get a logo itself, which is still red. We just can't see it. So there it is. Now we can just hide those layers, hit save, hide it again, and then we can duplicate this. Another way to duplicate is to hit the D key, and we can just drag it right in there to replace. And you see a subtle outline, but not much of anything. But what we can do is we can hit the G key. That's for G is for glossy. And there, as we rotate it, we start to see a nice subtle effect of the spot varnish. And spot varnishes are typically subtle. You can kind of really see how that rolls along. And you can show the clients a JPEG, or you can show them a link. Yeah, and actually what I'd like to do sometimes is just slightly curl this. Like, not enough that you'd really notice, but enough that you can get just a little bit more roundness in the reflections. Although obviously, I mean, you can bend it as far as you want, but I just like a little bit. And yeah, there you have it. That's pretty much how you show a spot varnish on a business card. So yeah, that works pretty well to show a side of the business card. And that is basically the label. Pretty simple, but there's a bunch of stuff you can do with it. Not just labels, but obviously business cards, posters, whatever, and wrap it around any sort of bottle. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and check out Mockup 3D. There's obviously lots of other models, and they all work in a pretty similar way, and you can do a bunch of stuff with them. So please enjoy. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.